Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. We're Tom and Melissa and we sure are glad to have you here for our video. Today we are going to grill burgers. We love a good grilled burger any time of the year, but especially in the summer. Now I know what you might be thinking. Really? You're going to show us how to grill a hamburger? But there's a little more to it than that. Several years ago, I started playing around with hamburger and grilling our burgers and trying to find a way that was just a little more tasty and a little juicier. And this is what I came up with. It's just my idea, my version of a grilled hamburger.
But this is probably my favorite meal that we can make. I just love a good grilled burger.
Yeah, 12 months out of the year, I hear from Melissa, I love a good grilled burger. And so we do grill year round, but we grill hamburgers a lot in the summer. I know this is going on early in June and summer does not officially start until closer to the end of June, but I consider June, July, and August summer months.
And school's out, so we consider that summer.
School's out, so it's summer. So we're going to grill burgers today. We're making butter burgers. And I absolutely love a burger grilled like this. I like cheese on mine. Not everybody does, so I don't call them butter cheeseburgers. I just call them butter burgers. Here's what we're going to use today to make our grilled butter burgers. We're going to start with half a stick of butter. That's 4 tablespoons. So we'll just cut that in half and use half of it. We're going to use 1 onion that is chopped, and I've already chopped half of it. I'm going to chop the other half in just a minute. And we are going to melt that butter and saute the onion in it. Then when that's cooled, we're going to mix together 3 tablespoons of steak sauce. And you can use any sauce you want. We just happen to really like Country Bob's. But we have done it with A1, we've done it with Heinz 57, we've done it with a lot of different sauces, and they all work really well. But this just happens to be our favorite. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. Now, Melissa, I'm going to say something right here. We had somebody in one of our videos when I used this in a dish that commented and said, you do know that's not real garlic. Well, yes it is, because right here on the label where it lists the ingredients, it says garlic, water, and extra virgin olive oil. It's garlic, trust me. So 1 teaspoon of garlic. And the last thing we're going to use is 2 to 2.5 pounds of hamburger. I got this at a local market here in our little town. They have great hamburger. So that's it. That's everything. Now, oh, well, and you do need hamburger buns and cheese and whatever you want to go on top of it. But to make the burgers, that's it. So we're just going to finish chopping our onion. And you can chop this as small as you'd like or as big as you'd like. Just, you chop it up the way you like your onion. And by doing this, you really don't have to put an onion on top of your burger. But if you want to, of course you can. But this just kind of puts it in the hamburger, and you don't really have to put it on top. We have our onion chopped, so we're going to saute it. We don't want it to be browned. We just want to soften that onion, just so it's not raw going into that hamburger meat, because it may not get completely done on the grill if we don't cook it just a little bit before. And of course, we're going to cool it completely before we mix it with our hamburger meat. We don't want to put hot onions into our cold meat. So we're just going to saute this until it is soft, translucent, tender, and then we will mix everything together and get ready to make our patties. Our onions are cooked and they've been cooled. You can see that they're translucent, they're really soft, but they are not browned, and that's what we want. So now we're just going to mix everything together. We're going to start with our hamburger meat. I'll take that paper off the bottom. And we will mix in our onions. Now you can see there's quite a bit of butter still in there. It's buttery. That's why we call it butter burgers. There's a lot of butter there. Melissa, how long have we been making these? Do you have any idea?
20 years?
I'd say every bit of 20 years, maybe longer than that. At least. All right, so in goes 1 teaspoon of garlic. Man, it does smell good. And then 3 tablespoons of whatever your favorite steak sauce is, or all-purpose sauce. You don't have to use steak sauce. Whatever you like, put it in. Now, there's just no way to get this mixed up without using your hands. Don't be afraid to get your hands and fingers in there. Just make sure you've washed them well and they're clean before you start that. I'm gonna move these right down here out of the way, Melissa. All right, so we're just going to start mixing. Now you don't want to pulverize this. You don't want it to become just a soupy mess. You just want to incorporate that steak sauce and those onions and garlic into the meat so that it's mixed up well. Just get it down in there. It doesn't take but just a minute to mix it up. It's kind of like mixing a meatloaf. And when you think you've got it all combined pretty well, then you can start making your hamburger patties. Now, usually out of 2.5 pounds, I can get 6 to 7 hamburger patties. We certainly will not eat 6 or 7 hamburger patties today. But what I will do is freeze whatever we're not eating. I will grill one for me and one for Melissa today. The rest of those will go on a parchment paper lined pan, and we'll put those in the freezer, let them freeze solid, and then we'll put paper between them and put them in baggies, and then we'll have patties ready to grill anytime we want one. There's no reason doing this every time you want a hamburger for the grill. So make extra and have them ready. All right, so I don't even have a clue how much that weighs, how big that is. I just want a good sized amount. And then I put them on a piece of plastic wrap and start pushing them out. Now, I have a certain way I do my hamburger patties. I make sure that the edges are solid. I don't want any cracks in them because I don't want them falling apart on the grill. But I make sure that the edges of my patty are thicker than the middle. Because as you grill, the middle of your patty tends to puff up. And then the middle doesn't get done before the outside edges start to burn. So you just want, for me anyway, you do it the way you want to, but for me, I like for the center of my hamburger patty to be thinner than the edge. That's exactly how I do it right there. Now, you might say, well, that's a huge patty. Yes, it is. Because I don't like for the hamburger patty to be smaller than my bun. I don't want it hanging over a lot either. But I don't want it to be smaller than my bun. I don't like a little hockey puck for a hamburger patty. So that's how I do it. We will finish pattying out our meat, and then we'll get ready to grill. Our patties are ready, our grill is heated, and we're going on. Now, I don't like to flip my patties over and over and over and over. Can you hear the sizzle?
Oh yeah.
I normally cook them for about 6 minutes on the first side. I'm going to turn this down just a little to about medium. I grill them about 6 to 7 minutes on the first side, flip them, and grill another 6 minutes or so on the second side, and then I'll check the middle, but that's usually plenty done for Melissa and me. We like it just a little pink in the middle, not completely pink, but just a little pink. We don't like our burgers burned and overdone, because that's when they get dry and hard. We have friends who like theirs
Extra well done.
yeah, that's putting it lightly. And if I'm grilling for them, that's how I grill their burgers. But for us, about 6 minutes per side. So we're going to let these grill, and when they're finished and ready, we'll put some cheese on them, and we'll be back to show you that. In our opinion, you can't have a good cheeseburger without good cheese, and lots of it. So we put 2 slices on our burger. Now we're going to let that melt, and it will melt quickly. So we're just going to close the lid, let that melt, and then we'll fix our burger and get ready to eat. The burgers are finished, and mine is made. You can see I've put tomato and lettuce on mine. I also have mustard and ketchup on it. Melissa, I think, just puts mustard and ketchup on hers.
Because the onions are already in them.
The onions are already in it. Okay, so let's take a bite. And I'm not asking if you want the first bite. I know you're going to have your own in just a minute.
That looks really good.
It's delicious. There's nothing better in the summer than a grilled burger. All right. Thank you for watching our video. We do appreciate it. If you would, we'd appreciate you going down there and clicking that like button. And if you haven't before, click the subscribe button, the little notification bell, and the word all. Also, you can click that share button and share it to your own social media so that your friends and family can see the video and maybe they'll join too. Remember that right under the video where you see the title, I think it's going to say Tom's Better Burgers, you can click that title or anywhere in the box. That box will expand. Melissa always puts the written recipe in that description box, and our contact information is under the recipe. And then, of course, you can scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a place there for you to leave us a message. You can type a comment, and we love reading those. Melissa tries to answer as many of those or respond to them as soon as she can. So feel free to leave us a comment. We would love to hear from you. All right, we're eating dinner. We wish you were here to eat with us. Remember, you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day.